Well, that's it. The New York Islanders playoff series against the Pittsburgh Penguins is over. How's it going, everyone? I got back late from the Mariners game last night, so now it's one of those, hey, get this over with or else it's not going to get done. First off, I want to give a few shout outs, actually. Okay, let's go with, let's see, we got John Harris. We have Roller Coaster Freak, Ripper Eagle 96, Mr. CB's. Let's see, who else? I think that's about it. But those were Jude Steves 87, and I believe there was. Let's see, I think that was about it in regards to comments. If I left you out, I apologize. But I just wanted to give a shout out to those people. It's been a while since I've received that many comments in regards to my videos. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this small Islanders coverage. Secondly, wanted to give a shout out to Pittsburgh Penguin fans. You guys played well. It was a competitive series. Best team won. Good luck in the second round against the Ottawa Senators. No hard feelings. But the one thing the Islanders will have over you guys is we are going to be the ones that, for the rest of the playoffs, we're going to be known as the team that knocked Marc-Andre Fleury out of the postseason. So, small victory, I know, but I'll take it. Okay, so I did, as I said in my previous video, I missed Game 6 because I was at the Mariners game. Did follow it, and again, the Islanders just could not get over the hump. They were 5 minutes away from forcing Game 7 before they allowed that goal, and then Orpik scores the goal for Pittsburgh in overtime. As far as the reactions, again, like I said, it's very similar to Game 3. We're right there. We just needed a little bit extra effort to bring us over the hump, and did not happen. And so I think that was a common theme for the Islanders throughout this series. Even Game 5 was competitive, even though I know we got shut out, but we were in the game for the majority of, for at least the first half of it. And then we just kind of collapsed. So the Islanders, those collapses in Game 3, Game 6, and Game 5 is ultimately what cost them the series. With the exception of Game 1, again, it's a very competitive series. I'm very proud of the team. I thought they handled themselves well. Again, they stuck to the game plan. Never panicked. Even John Tavares, on ESPN.com said something along the lines of how the team really came together and really stuck with it and stuck with the game plan. So that was pretty neat. And it was fun to see the Islanders in the playoffs for the first time since 2007 and winning their first home playoff game since 2002 when they took down the Toronto Maple Leafs, as I said before. As far as moving forward, it's very, very difficult for me to get an idea of where this team is going to go in the future. Within the future, number one, I do hope that John Tavares gets MVP of this year, gets the Hart Trophy. But that being said, there's a lot of question marks, and there always is question marks with the Islanders. I mean, they've been irrelevant for an incredibly long time, and I say that because the last time they made the playoffs in 2007, I really thought that they were moving in the right direction. They had a good coach at the time. They had a lot of veteran players. They had some young players. The only thing that I was concerned about was the goaltending situation, and that was with Rick DiPietro. But then some offseason moves kind of made me raise my eyebrow. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep Ryan Smith that year. Ted Nolan, the head coach, leaves for whatever reason. Apparently didn't get along with upper management, and the Islanders went in the tank again and went on this drought. And that being said, there's still a lot of questions. There's a lot of similarities compared to when the Islanders made the playoffs back in 2007 compared to now. The number one thing is we need to find a little bit more veteran presence on this team. We got a really, really, really young team. And it's good that we had a young core of players come together and make a small postseason run like this. That's good. Well, we need maybe one or two veterans just to kind of get, help lead them in the right steps. So depending on who goes on free agency is going to determine, I think, how the Islanders are going to shape up for next year. Definitely need a couple of veterans. Secondly, we got to decide what we want to do in between the pipes. Nothing again, nothing wrong with Evgeny Nabokov. Thank you, roller coaster. Nothing wrong with Nabokov, but Nabokov's getting old. He's been in the league for a really long time, mostly as a San Jose Shark, and we need to decide whether or not we want to keep him, or if he is the goaltender of the future, or if we're going to bring in a young gun. Because we took care of Rick DiPietro. As far as I know, we waived it. We put him on waivers. Nobody claimed him. He's now playing for the minor league team. But we definitely have decided that DiPietro is not the future goaltender of the team. And so we need to decide what we're gonna do in that regard. One other thing that I left out in regards to the veteran presence, we need to be a little bit more disciplined. A little bit more discipline on the power play, a little bit more discipline, on the penalty kill in that regard. And I think adding veterans are going to help. Now, that also being said, will the Islanders return to the playoffs? Again, they're the Islanders. I honestly can say to you, there's a lot of question marks, like 2007. However, there is a big difference, and there is a reason why Islander fans can have hope. And that is back in 2007, the Islanders were still trying to figure out where they were going to play after their lease was up in Nassau Coliseum. Well, now they know where they're going to play. So the upper management is finally going to get the opportunity to really sit down and take a look on paper and finally take a look at their product without having to worry about the long term. Okay? Long term is set. The Islanders are going to be in Brooklyn in 2 years. Fine. Okay. They got their arena. Now let's focus on building a hockey team. Okay? Let's keep building this momentum that we have here. So that is the one big difference. But we'll have to wait and see on the offseason to see whether or not the Islanders could potentially make another run. I still think they play in the toughest division in the National Hockey League. I know that I harp on East Coast bias, but I mean, when you got Pittsburgh, you got Sid the Kid and Pittsburgh. You have the Rangers, who play in a couple of counties nearby. So you have to deal with that market in terms of being in the Big Apple. You got the Devils, and as long as Martin Brodeur is in net, he will own the Islanders. He always has. And then you got Philadelphia, which I understand had a down year, but historically, since I've been following the Islanders, Philadelphia has always kind of been a thorn in their side. One of the games I actually was able to watch when I first became an Islanders fan was against Philadelphia, and definitely left an impression on me. So I know it's East Coast and everything, but it's a very, very tough division. That being said, I understand there's going to be some realignment, or there could be realignment. We'll just have to wait and see in regards to that. But as long as those four teams are in the Islanders division, which I believe they are, and if I'm wrong, please correct me on that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be really hard to continue to compete with those types of markets. Because moving to Brooklyn, I think, is going to help in regards, well, you're still playing in New York City. You're just not playing in Manhattan. You're just playing in another borough. So I think that's going to help draw free agents to the Islanders. But it's still going to take a couple years before we're at, Pittsburgh status. We're at Montreal status. We're at, we can make a run like the Kings did last year, So it's just a lot of wait and see. So on that note, go Islanders. Congrats on a competitive series. Again, props to Pittsburgh fans. And we'll talk to you all later. Thanks, everybody, for watching. The only other thing is I have the Oakland Raiders preview edited and ready to go. I just don't know when it's going to be uploaded to the net. But it will be uploaded soon because I have it done. And Deshaun, the average Joe, will have his say about the Raiders this last season. So that will be coming very soon. All right. Talk to you all later.